back. Right now we're going to start in on how to actually draw architecturally in AutoCAD. Now, like I said, I use a template, and my template's not a normal template for my class. Basically, our template's set up so that the students have a working drawing to begin with. It's on our shared drive that they can access. And what we do is, the shared drive is a read-only drive for everybody except for myself. So I put this up here. I've got it ready to go. I show them where it's hiding, and then we start out. That way it's a DWG, not a DWT file when we begin this process, and they immediately have to do the following. They have to save as. Now, like I said, I just type in save as, or you can go up and use the pull-down menus. And I'm just going to put this on my desktop on my PC here for a moment. And I'll just put the current projects folder, and we're going to call it Spring 2019 example plan. So there we go. Now, like I said, I've already got this set up. I've got some basic sheets set up. I've got a cover, the front and side elevation sheet set up, the floor plan, the foundation plan, sectional plan set up to go, detail sheets, and site plan ready to go. Now, there's others I'll add in as we go, but we'll use those for other topics of discussion later. So here I am. I've already got my sheet set up. If I go here to my model, okay, I've got a model space set up, and I've actually already got my layers already set up. Now, I have a lot of layers, but like I said, I use a layer for pretty much everything. Every different piece of the house is going to have its own layer, so I can turn things on and off at random, or not random, as needed, I should say. Now, that said, one thing I didn't point out, when drawing, at least the way I have been taught to do it and the way I teach students to do it in AutoCAD, we draw full scale. We let the scaling take place on the drawing sheet. We don't do it in the model itself. When we're dealing with real world dimensions, I can go pick up and measure whatever it is I need to measure. If I want a footing that's 40 feet long by 8 inches wide by 8 feet tall, I'm going to draw it that way. Okay, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I draw it full size. So in this case, I'm starting out right here. I'm going to go to my home tab at the top. I'm on my walls layer. Now, I usually don't work on my walls layer. I usually work on a construction layer most of the time. In fact, if I go up here, you'll find out I've got a construction layer in just about every situation. So there's my construction tube. My first section, there is no actual construction layer really that I use all the time other than this one. So it's there just to create guidelines, to create sacrificial pieces. And the good news is, if I forget to erase it, it's set up as a non-plottable layer. In other words, it doesn't matter if it's left on, it will not plot. Now, I color-coded mine pink because pink shows up really well, and the fact that normally you don't see pink on a drawing, and it's just a color. My default, I think it's color number 241 if I look. See more colors. I believe it's that one right there. Yep, 241. And it is always my sacrificial layer, my construction layer, and anything shows up on that, I can just know that it's not going to print. So here I am, and now I've got a sketch I'm working off of. I start with all kinds of hand sketches, and basically I think with my fingers, I think with my hands still, I think graphically like an old school draftsman, and I think that really helps because I've addressed most of my problems before I touch my CAD system. So that I can come in here and begin by simply starting with a polyline. Now, a polyline is or a P-line, it's a line that has multiple segments on it. Okay, now I'm just going to pick a spot right here, point it out. Now, I've turned my ortho lock on. I can only draw on my X or my Y axis at this point. If I turn that off, that's the F8 key, I can go at any angle I want. Okay, I like to leave my ortho lock on, that way I don't end up messing something up. But I do have to tell it it's feet. Now, apostrophe means feet in construction terms. Quotation means inches. If you just type in 52, it's going to assume inches in this program. So if I type in 52 feet, bring it out that way, this is a relatively large building. Say I go back this way, 18 feet, come back in this way, say 14 feet, up another, say 14 feet, and bring it back this way. Well, I can either do the math, or I can just throw a line out here like this, and bring this one down here, like, make sure my O snaps on. I just push my F3 button, make sure my object snaps on, and bring it down like that. Now, I'm going to zoom in on this zoom extents. There it is. Back it off just a hair. I can use grip edits at this point. I can grab this guy right here and I can bring him back until he is perpendicular. Okay, that's one of the easiest ways I know to do this. Now, I like to work with square corners, perpendicular angles. It just makes life easier. So as I do this, I'm just going to work it out very carefully. Now, I'm going to offset this line. It's just the O for offset. That's copying the distance. I go from the outside in, so I'm going to go 6 inches because normally I'm down. That's nominal size. That's not true size. Because you got your drywall, you've got your studs, and then you've also got your sheathing. Now, when I do an exterior wall, I draw 6 inches because I've got 5.5 inch 2x6 studs with a 1/2 inch of OSB or plywood on the outside. I don't put the drywall on the inside because the drywall contractors are going to cover whatever's there, and I want dimensions to bear studs on the inside of the house. So I just go like this, offset it in 6 inches, and there we go. Now, next thing, once I'm there, I can use one of our options. I've got the crossing option, which is this. Now, this option works this way, and it doesn't work really well with the polyline, so I'm going to do something I shouldn't do. I'm going to explode this. I'll show you the difference. If I use the crossing option, any line I touch or completely enclose is selected with that option. Now, if I use my window option, which goes the other way, see how one's green, one's blue, I have to completely enclose. See, there's only one line being selected. It's this line right here. If I bring that out this way, now it's the 3 lines. This one here, and this one here. I have to completely enclose it before it'll select it with the window option. Crossing option, anything it touches or encloses is selected. Now, this is one of those things I learned old school where you only had the rectangular options. In the new version, if I click and hold my mouse wheel down, I can do this kind of stuff, which kind of drives me crazy, but whatever. But I'm just going to highlight this, go up here to my construction layer, pull it down, find my 1- walls, which will be down here because everything's alphabetical, and there's my walls on my first floor placed. It's not meant to be hard, it's actually meant to be pretty easy. Now, I'm going to do another construction line. So I'm going to take a line right off here, bring it over this way, straight through. I want a door that lines up pretty much along the midline of my house. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go offset, and I'm going to tell that door to be 36 inches across. Now, most doors, I draw just like that. Okay, now what I did is this. Let me go back here and undo. You get going quickly. I use my line tool. Draw a line straight off there. I snap that, bring it straight off perpendicular. I offset it, the 36 inches. That is the door opening. That's the rough opening. Then I hit trim, enter once, enter a second time, and then as I cross through things, it trims them off. Okay, if I want to change their layers, like those 2 little pink lines there, I can pull them back here, and I can bring them down here and click on that. Now, if I don't know what layer and I want to match a layer, I've got these functions up here in my layer commands. I can turn the layers on and off. I can make a layer current. Like if I want to draw on, I want to now draw on my wall layer, I can hit make layer current, click on that, and it becomes my current layer. No real problem. If I want something to become a layer that's not, I can actually click on it, go match layer, and pick the other part. You do have to watch your command prompt down here at the bottom of what's going on with that. But basically when you're drawing a house, you draw it full size, you look at your dimensions, and you make sure they all line up. Like basically this. I'm going to go out this way, say 72 inches, which is 6 feet, and bring this back this way a bit, but I'm not done with it. I'm going to actually move that wall this way. 3 inches is usually best for an opening. I'm actually going to go actually a foot, so I'm going to go 9 more inches. And then I'm going to offset this with 3.5 inches an interior wall would be. That's a bare stud. Now this one, because it's got to have plumbing in it, you'll understand in a second, I'm going to offset this 5.5 inches. Now I did 6 inches for a 2x6 wall on the outside. That's because it's 2x6 plus the 1/2 inch of OSB or sheathing. On this one I go bare stud. Now this becomes a plumbing wall for me. And all I did is type in EX and then press enter, and then I hit enter again to tell it select anything I click. Okay, so there it is. I just extend that out. Now I'm just going to do one other little thing. I'm going to go trim. I'm going to get rid of this piece and this piece. I hit trim and enter twice. The other option is to do a fillet. We'll show you those in just a minute. I'm going to offset this interior wall. Now this is going to be a powder room. I want it to be a little bigger than a bare bones powder room, so I'm going to offset that way. 3 feet instead of 30 inches. And again, I'm going to offset this next line 3.5 inches from here over. I type in TR for trim, hit enter twice, so I can use everything I touch the cutting edge, pick out the pieces I want to go away. There, I've created a powder room and actually the pantry for our house. Now on this main floor, that's most of the interior walls we got. It's quite an open floor plan, like ridiculously open. Kitchen area will show up here, dining area here, reading area down here. This is actually a recessed area. Large open living floor space, stairway over here, main entry doors there, patio doors here that go out to a patio that goes around. But you'll see that as this plan progresses. We're going to end right now. Call it good. Thanks for your time.